time to show you my favourite experience in Chicago, the Architecture River Tour. So this river cruise was actually an hour and a half in duration, and during the tour you get to see over 40 of the city's famous buildings and learn all about the history behind them as well.
Don't overtake that neighborhood. Segway in the part of it. 45 degrees here, right? That gray and steel box is a style which needs no introduction. Modernism, the boxes which fill our modern cities. Now, modernism was born in the Bauhaus, a famous art school in 1920s Germany, merging industry and art. The early modernists in the Bauhaus were workmanlike and functional, saying the brick is another teacher. They celebrated structure and materials, but hated decoration. Decoration to a modernist was bourgeois, superfluous. They loved the structure holding it up. I will sum up modernism now with 3 words: skeleton, skin, space. Look at the building. Skeleton is the frame holding it up. Skin is your glass curtain wall. You hang off that frame. Most of the time, shape is a box, space is a box. In Chicago, you don't forget where you came from. Yes, indeed. That above the Apple Store is where Jean-Baptiste Montalcino established the fur trading empire. Alvin and Cooper go up there and find the statue and take a selfie with our fellow. The revival is of the World's Fair lives on, and the beauty of it is the Jewelers Building, 45 degrees to the left, with cupola dome and classic water tanks. Inspired by a 15th century Italian monastery built here for the diamond trade. Movie fans might remember Christian Bale as Batman in the movie Batman Begins, sitting on that water tank at the end of the movie, surveying his domain and thinking, wow, Chicago makes a way cool Gotham City. Chicago really became birthplace of the skyscraper. Are you ready? This is the secret. We had no choice. After the fire in 1871, the city said, that's it. You're not allowed to build with wood in downtown Chicago, leaving you with masonry. But that load-bearing exterior brick wall supporting your building is going to get 6 inches wider at the base every time you go a floor higher. So what happens? You've lost all your floor space and support. Enter the bridge builder, William Lamarangini, who had gone to the same school as Alexander Eiffel Tower fame. Ginny changes Chicago and changes the world, as he is the first person to introduce an iron and steel brick frame or skeleton to hold up the weight of the building. This leads to the period called the First Chicago School of Architecture. And I have a living example for you. Hey friends, once again, remember I can hear chatter all the way up here at the mic, so please be aware of your voices for your fellow passengers. Chicago School of Architecture, 10 or 12 stories, a major change from load-bearing wall to skeleton to support the weight. And now friends, the style that really put the roar in the roaring 20s, Art Deco, the 1930s Chicago. Art Deco's a streamlined, sleek, machine-made look came out of an exhibition in Paris, France in 1925. When I say Art Deco, you can think the Great Gatsby, the Jazzy. For 70 years, Harry had to defrost the building for 6 months, removing 500 truckloads of horsehair brine and ammonia insulation. And then Harry Weiss goes to Amsterdam, and he sees these charming little river fishermen's cottages. He comes home and does a postmodern twist. The style of the past, amenities of the day, townhomes called the river cottages. There's only 4 here. Look at that. Somebody sold number 3 in 2015 for $2.25 million. That's your ballpark figure. You see the nautical theme, porthole windows like a ship, triangular skylights like students. Harry Weiss was an architect as a sailor and one of his dads. Long for the sea, the great blue, the azul. And if you don't have an ocean at home, stick with me, and you will wake up in Chicago singing "A River Is Enough." From Bangladesh, first engineering partner for Skidmore, Owings and Merrill, Dr. Fazla Khan. The image in their head of a bundle of sticks becomes the bundle tube construction. 9 tubes bonded together for strength. Now 2 stop at 50 floors, 2 at 66, 3 at 90, the final 110 stories. You reduce the mass of the building because you're in the Windy City. Although our nickname Windy City did not refer to the wind, but to our early politicians never shutting up, always bragging about how great Chicago was. Like me, they were full of hot air. But it is a windy city with 81 mile-an-hour wind chill steam. And look at the Sears Tower daily or forever. A toll that story 4 years ago. Two young guys are getting off the boat smiling, and they said, "Hey, thanks for mentioning our grandfather, Dr. Fazler Khan, your engineer at the Sears Tower. I met them in 2020, and this is why I say history lives in Chicago." Now, the pink tower in front of the Sears Tower is a world record in its own right. On the south Wacker, the south of Castellan was almost concrete. Oh, my friends, photo time. Look at this beautiful silhouette of the Sears Tower. Can we just take a moment of meditation? Can you guys glance up the west face, and I'll practice my back end. Now, as you continue gazing upwards, imagine you are French. Your name. Three buildings here comes to a point like a giant mechanical pencil, 150 North Riverside. Railroad tracks west, the river east, only a 2-acre footprint. Ketch and Partners, a firm that did this 2017 building, had a challenge, and they said, "We'll give you a building inside of a park, only using 25% of the base, cantilevering 8 floors in, then going to 54 full stories. But if you take away your outer support walls, what's holding the building up?" They're working on the same principle I'm slowly getting back to by practicing yoga and Pilates, a strong central core. Your core posts are called caissons, watertight box-like structures filled with concrete. And because Chicago and the Great Lakes were carved out by glaciers, the soil is very soft. You want to anchor super tall in Chicago, you'd better drill. Down, 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 down. The Brutalists were modernists on steroids. They celebrate structure. They were so intent on giving your institution a sense of gravitas, they went a little overboard. On a lighter note, 35 West Wacker Drive next door is home to the overhead advertising. This is kind of cool. Irish architect Kevin Roche is exploring globally the idea of the classic tower. You see at the base, halfway up to not just 55, the building indeed is like a column. And he is doing this to reference Louis Sullivan, father of Chicago School, who made that analogy to the skyscraper. A column, a skyscraper. What's in common? 3 elements: base, shaft, capital. In other words, every building starts off with a solid foundation or base, a soaring vertical shaft, tying it in, closure at the top, capital. Louis wrote, "Every inch of ground and soaring thing." Now, the potential of the Riverwalk was fully realized with the dedication of Blissful Park on our right in 2005, where this park is our Illinois Vietnam War Veterans Memorial Fountain and wall of favorite Chicago. 45 degrees duck, look how the sunlight glints on that 24-karat real gold on top of the Henry Hotel. We're going back to Michigan. To the other side is the Des Plaines River, Illinois